especially now with who owns it. And I always am one of those like, yeah, whoever's. I don't want to drop names because defamation and everything, but whoever runs the Warner Brothers Discovery is putting it in the can, literally,
Yeah.
because they don't know what they're doing.
Well, originally I wanted to talk to you about Batgirl, like how they just threw that in the vault. And
Don't do that. I am so against that. It's like a movie's finished. You did all that time, the cast, the crew, they put all their heart into a film. Don't just shelve it because you want to get a tax write-off for it. And then you bring in Michael Keaton as his second appearance of after 30 years after The
right,
Flash, which is the only reason to go see The Flash or watch The Flash is for Michael Keaton.
right.
And then I would have loved to have seen how his character arc would have been from The Flash to Batgirl, and then to see how that would have worked. But then WB's like, no, the dailies look bad. I saw the whole entire movie. We're just gonna write it off and we'll get our money back. I'm so against that. It's ridiculous.
I was of two minds of that because on one hand I was like, if they saw this and they're like, man, our reputation is in the dirt. We've put out so many crappy movies. Everybody got paid that was on the film. So it's not like they're, getting screwed of money. So let's just can it, screw it, because we're going to lose a ton of money on this if we put it out. But it's like apparently when people watched the screening of it, they loved it.
Yeah, that's what
And
I heard. Yeah.
and they also like you want to talk about production hell for a while, like it changed hands a few times and the directors I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a couple of brothers. I can't remember
Oh, okay.
what
Yeah, I don't.
movie
Yeah.
they did before. Um but they had went to I want to say they did John Wick.
Mm.
Uh, I might be wrong on that. Somebody can correct me in the comments. Yeah, I'm sure they will. Uh, but they went to the head of I think DC Studios at the time, and they were like, "Hey, there's some stuff in this. Like, there are some holes in this script, like that we really need to fill, or we need to change some things to make sense. Do it a little different." And they were basically told, "If you're not going to film it the way it is, then we'll find somebody else. Get out." And they're like, "Okay, well
Yeah.
we'll film it the best we can." And then their mindset was maybe after they see it, they'll go, "Oh crap," and they'll order some reshoots,
Right.
which is a hell of a gamble, but you do what you got to do. And apparently it was good. Brendan Fraser was Firefly.
Yeah.
The story sounded solid because at first I'm
It's
like, who
great.
cares? Yeah, at first I'm like, who really cares about like because I mean, Batgirl was fleshed out in Batman stories along the way, but I'm like,
Right.
this is her first appearance in the
Mm-hmm.
DC universe. I'm like, tell me why I'm supposed to care?
Right.
And it sounded like they had a good story behind it where I would have been into it, and it's more grounded in Gotham. We would have got to see Michael Keaton not fighting aliens in the desert,
Mm-hmm.
so it would have been fun. Uh, but yeah, they just said they canned it, and people talked to Brendan Fraser was interviewed about it, and they're like, "What happened to it?" He's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I thought it was a good movie. I had fun, but they threw it in a vault and they won't let anybody see it."
Yeah. Nobody will see it. Yeah. It's like no matter how you try, even if you do like a campaign online, they like WB's like, now we're not going to release it.
No,
It's just they're even doing that now with the Wile E. Coyote Acme movie, the Looney Tunes.
I
They
heard
shelved that, and then but now they're
yeah,
shopping it around. So WB's like, give us 70 million for it. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah. How about you eat me?
yeah,
But that would be a fun little kids movie, but who the hell's like really? Come on,
yeah.
man.
They've they've gotten the behind the scenes out, what the cast have done, the crew, a couple of like CGI shots. It actually looks like a good movie, and people are like, oh well, is it going to work? Is it this? So either I think they said Paramount or Amazon are going to pick it up, and they might release it in theaters. Which is I'm
Yeah,
like,
why not?
fine, yeah, go, I'll support it.
Shop around. I wish they would just shop around Batgirl. Like
Yeah,
you
they
can't tell
should.
me you can't tell me some of these other content hungry studios wouldn't pick it up.
They would, but then with WB having the rights to the entire Batman universe, they wouldn't do that. You know,
Right.
so that's
Well,
the problem. Yeah.
that's why there was a campaign for a while with Zack Snyder. They were like, "Well, let him do his little universe for Netflix or something like
Right.
that." And I'm like, and my thing right away, I was like, WB would never
Mm-mm.
allow that.
No.
Like they have all of their properties, except for like really recently, they've lightened up on a few things. They have a stranglehold
Oh
on
yeah.
especially DC. I don't know
Hmm.
what it is about DC. They
It's their
have,
moneymaker. Batman is their moneymaker, literally. You could say
yeah,
Superman, but Superman hasn't been popular with the fans ever. For some reason, it's just Batman. It just works, you
yeah.
know. Even
I
if they
love,
did try, I mean, the new Batman with Robert Pattinson, I was like, okay, what? Loved it.
oh yeah.
It was
I
so good.
My wife's not a diehard, like she likes Batman, but she's not a diehard Batman fan. She's never been a Robert Pattinson fan, unlike a lot of women her age. Um, but like I got her, I was like, you got to watch this movie with me. She's like, all right, yeah, it looks all right. And we sat and we watched it, and she's watched it like 3 times since then, like on her
Nice.
own.
She's a fan,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she's like, I love this movie. I'm like, yeah, it's freaking good. I mean, it's my second favorite. I know people of a certain age are going to highly disagree with me, but it's my second favorite Batman movie behind Dark Knight.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know I always got into an argument with my friend about it because he's like, no, Batman '89, greatest of all time. I'm like, that's probably number 3 for me.
Yeah, it's I would agree with your top three. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
up there. It's for also being a 3 hour Batman movie. That was, you
right.
know, it was good. And then Matt Reeves just did his own thing. WB gave him the carte blanche to be like, write the script, do what you want. Here's the
Hell
money.
yeah.
And
Yep.
now a part two's coming out, which is I'm looking forward to it.